Good morning, everyone. I'm Dishaa Arora from Law Minds. I hope you all are doing well. So, in this video, we would study about where can we sleep in our car legally. Here, we would see some agenda so that it is clear what all we are going to study in the rest of the video. First of all, we would look into the introduction, then about the legal aspect, the rules and regulations related to sleeping in our car. Then we would see at what places we can park while having a sweet nap. And at the end, we would see other related aspects to it. So, here we start with our introduction. Sleep is a very common word. What does sleep means to you? For some, it is their life, and for some, it is just a necessity so that they can re energize themselves. You must have heard this new term wanderlust. It has become a new habit of people. You must have seen many YouTube videos. Nowadays, YouTubers are doing a lot of videos around this word. So, what does this word means? And this word is related to a major aspect of sleeping in our car, whether sleeping in our car is legal or not. So we are going to study about all these topics in this video. So I request you to please see the video till the end. So about wanderlust. It is basically the desire, the wish, or your habit or the hobby of going on long trips, living a nomadic life. So all this comes with sleeping in car because you cannot go on long and long on the miles traveling. You need some rest. You need to re-energize yourself. So you may need to sleep. It may be on highways, it may be on long roads, you may not find some hotels. It may be a necessity or it may be by choice. As car sleeping, many travelers look it as a practical and most cost effective method. And for sleeping in car, it is very important to be aware of the rules and regulations related to it, whether it is legal or not, at what places it is legal and what places are prohibited from the parking. It is very important to be aware of the rules and regulations to guarantee a secure and hassle free experience. Now, if we go on to the second slide, it gives the heading that is legal aspect. So, what legal aspect are we going to study? Obviously, जिसके ऊपर वीडियो बनी है, right? So, yeah, come back to English, right? So, legal aspect regarding to whether we can sleep in our car or not. There is no specific rule or law in this regard. Initially, we have to look into the traffic laws in India so that we can ensure about the legality of sleeping in car. On the face of it, there is no particular rule of law explaining or mentioning about legality or illegality of sleeping in car. But it can be inferred from other rules, other related rules and regulations or laws which tells us about where we can sleep in our car, but only when it is parked in some specific areas and is not violating any of the traffic rules of such area. One such rule which we can look is that parking is prohibited on footpaths, roads, and hilltops. Very journal thing, right? Which are commonly used by people. If your car is parked, then how people would be mobile? You might want to take nap, but others might not. So it can create difficulty for them, right? So, the same is not allowed in the close proximity to traffic lights, a road crossing, or a building's entry, or if it covers a fire hydrant. For example, if in case of emergency, the people need to use the fire hydrant, and if your car is parked and it is blocking it, and you are sound asleep, then it can be really dangerous. So, it need to be kept in mind that around all such places you should not park your car and take a sweet sleep, because your sweet sleep can be dangerous for other people. This Now, if we look on the other aspect, there is a very common practice in India, and people often tend to park their vehicles anywhere as long as there is no parking board is not put up. I'm sure you might have done it once or twice, right? But there are certain exceptions. We cannot always park our car where we see no board. One cannot park their vehicles in front of a hospital or school entrance, bus stops, in front of main roads, or near traffic signals or zebra crossing. And if you are not complying to such rules, then your vehicle can be towed and even you can be fined with hefty amount. There are also some state specific rules and state specific traffic rules which need to be kept in mind. So, first of all, if we talk about the capital, Delhi, smoking inside a car is a violation of law. If we go to the southeast area, where we can see that in Kolkata, parking your vehicle in front of a public utility building or a spot is unlawful. If we go to the southwest, if we talk about Mumbai, you cannot install a video device in your car. It is illegal to leave your car's ignition on while it is idling, and it is a violation of law. So you cannot put your car on AC in Mumbai and then enjoy your sleep. You can be penalized for that. So if we look into another journalized law regarding car parking is that your car must not be blocking the way of other cars in a parking lot of the police can be called upon you and they can fine you. So all such traffic laws and other laws must be kept in mind so that you can enjoy your traveling and you can also enjoy your sleep. Now we have heard about the rules, the regulations which we have to keep in mind. Now the question is where to park. We have talked about where not to park. Now we would see where we can park. There are certain designated rest areas and stops only for the drivers who are either traveling from long miles or who need to take a rest. They can park their cars and have a sweet sleep. Even petrol pumps on various highways and motorways in India have certain stops where the drivers can park and take rest. Even some of these places might allow overnight stays, but it is best to check with local authorities or establishments to make sure. State specific regulations and rules must be looked into before planning your stay at a particular spot. It is not an individual's wish that you can park anywhere at any time you wish because it is not illegal or because it is not prohibited by any law. There are certain aspects, certain areas which need to be looked into and which must be given consideration is that the rules of the specific area, whether the authority in that local area allows you or not, and whether the surroundings are disturbed by you or not. You must not create any nuisance while doing so. Many beaches in India, particularly those in less populated areas, might let people leave their cars there overnight. However, these allowances can differ greatly based on regional laws and environmental factors. Even at places like temples, parking your vehicle for a brief period may be allowed in some rural areas, but it is best again to ask permission for the temple authorities, and there should not be any harm caused to the religious belief or sentiments of the people. In all these points, the most important aspect is taking permission, ensuring that other people's peace is not violated, that we does not cause any nuisance or any harm to the daily working of the other peoples. Now, if we move on to the other slide, we can see the topic of other aspects. So, there are certain other aspects which also be looked into. While sleeping in our car, along with the legality aspect, the health aspect is also very important. All the safety measures must be taken while deciding to sleep in a car. The experts suggest that it is extremely dangerous to sleep while AC on and ignition being on. This heats up the car engine real quick and can be harmful to your health and life. You Obviously we cannot risk taking a sweet nap for our life. It must be made sure by the passenger sleeping in the car that it is parked in well lit areas and must look for the surroundings to maintain an extra layer of safety. The doors must be carefully locked. Even if you decide to sleep in your car, it can never be as safe as your house, so you must stay vigilant at all times. The peace and comfort of the travelers and the other travelers and the local people residing in that area must also be given consideration, as I talked about earlier. So, all in all, every aspect has to be kept in mind while enjoying your peace, enjoying your sleep. So, at the end, concluding the video, we can see that sleeping in car might be a practical option for travelers, but safety and legality should be the priority. Should be the factors that a person must give consideration to before considering sleeping in the car. By knowing where you can sleep legally, where you can park your car legally, and complying to all the local restrictions, you can ensure a comfortable stay for yourself and also for the surroundings. Here I end the video and I thank you all for watching the video. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much.